Thoughts on My Life, episode 367,000. If this is the first time that you found one of these videos, a little bit of context. The last few chapters have been about rebuilding my life after heartbreak and how I wasn't looking for a relationship. Honestly, I had decided another relationship probably was not for me. Every time I loved something deeply, it eventually disappeared. So I figured maybe loving less was a lot safer. When my brother died, I threw myself into being there for my mom and my grandmother. And when Blade died, I told myself I'd never have another pet. And when my heart was broken, I decided I'd never put myself in that position again. When something hurt enough, I did not lean in. I shut down and probably ran away. And around that time, I joined an online community. It was a group for queer women of color. I wasn't there looking for love. I was looking for people who understood something about my life that I really couldn't explain to the people around me. And it wasn't because my family or friends were not supportive, because they absolutely were. I just could not find the words at the time. And there was one woman in the group who made everybody laugh. And she also happened to be going through one of the hardest seasons of her own life. She had recently been diagnosed with CRPS. She had relearned how to walk, and she'd just moved back home. And at the same time, she was still trying to untangle herself emotionally from a relationship that wasn't treating her very well. And watching that really bothered me, but not because I wanted to rescue her, but because I didn't think anybody deserved to be treated that way, especially someone who was already carrying so much. So I just did what I knew how to do. I tried to be a good friend. I listened. I kept my promises. I showed up. And what I didn't expect was what happened next. Somehow, she became the only person I could really talk to. And that surprised me because I wasn't talking to anyone, not really, not having those deep conversations that I needed to. I had an incredible mom, an amazing grandmother, and friends who loved me. My best friend was even living with me at the time, and I do know that they would have listened. But the problem was not them. The problem was, for whatever reason, I couldn't find the words. But also, for whatever reason, I could find the words with her. So we talk during the day, we talk at night, and then we'd even talk later at night. And I used to be someone who liked going to bed early. And suddenly, one conversation became two, two became 50, 50 became 100. And without either of us planning anything, I started to become just a little bit of myself again. I was staying awake because I wanted to talk to her more, because I wanted to finish more conversations. We talked about serious things, we talked about ridiculous things, reality TV, movies, internet drama, life, everything. And there was not any pressure. There wasn't an expectation that something was going to happen. There wasn't a feeling that I needed to impress her. I just felt safe, and safe in a way that I didn't realize then. And in retrospect, I don't think the biggest surprise was that I eventually fell in love. The biggest surprise was realizing I was becoming emotionally honest again. After everything that had happened the year before, I genuinely believed that part of me was gone, that I would never trust another person emotionally or romantically. And after all of those conversations, in noticing who I was becoming, I started to wonder if, she did fix me a little bit. And I think she did. Did she save me? Maybe a little. But she definitely gave me something that I realized I had lost, which was a place for my thoughts, my grief, my fear, my hope. All of those things could all of a sudden exist without judgment. So, retrospectively, I think before love came back into my life, trust did. And maybe that's what made love possible for me in the first place. Every episode on this channel is another chapter of my life. They don't have to be watched in order, but together they tell one story. So, thank you for listening.